Anybody seen a pregnant mare or a horse with loads of grass and gas in its barrel walking towards you, and you see this horrible thought of the, oh my God, look at the size of that belly wagging from side to side. Well, it's a good way of realising the barrel moves like that. And with ART, we teach you how to fit with that movement and to not inhibit it. Because if you inhibit it, one hind leg won't come through. So the side it's not swinging up to, that's the side the hind leg can't get under. And riding is all about getting the hind legs under the point of mass. And the point of mass is under where you are, the mass. The mass of the horse's rib cage and where you're sitting. It's right under there, near the navel. So we want those hind legs to be stepping under the point of mass, especially on a turn. And obviously, because that's where all the weight is, it needs to support it. Okay, any questions about that? No. So the barrel's got to swing, you've got to learn to fit in with that swing. Yeah? Just to visualise all these marbles all the way along your right buttock, down your thigh, down the back of your knee, down your calf, down your Achilles tendon area and the heel, and the whole thing's going to roll down. You're just going to roll the marbles down, and naturally the marbles under their left leg are going to come up. So when the foot goes down, the left shoulder goes down. So just relax it all, just relax. So as your right foot goes down, it's going to take the shoulder down a bit, and your ribs are going to go to the right. Slow it down. Slow everything down, follow you, and your ribs go right. Can you feel that? Yeah. This is what a right-hand driver needs to be able to take a left bend. Because a right-hand driver is stiff all the way through the right side of its body, and this is what it finds the most difficult. Relax. Every time you come back to centre, let everything go. So you start the movement afresh. Okay, once more. And then let it all go before you start another repetition. So this is, you guys, this is helping you to do the exercise more, yeah? And then let it all go before you start again. And let it all go. Throw it all away. No tightening your belly. Okay, one more. Okay. Now do it, just throw it all away. Now do it right and left, and keep throwing it all away, yeah? So you don't start the movement tense. And do your left foot, then your right foot. But try, just make sure you keep throwing it away so you don't start the movement with tension. It has to come from zero, ground zero. Now, like the exercise, I want you to imagine you sat on a bed of marbles. The really good kind of thought is you're on marbles and you're just pushing them down right the way to the stirrup. So you're pushing these marbles down, down and opening the left ribs, let your right shoulder drop, that's it. And the marbles on the other side are coming up. So that you can start not to be fixed in the saddle, because you need to learn to let him move and learn to balance. So the marbles are a great way, and you visualise them all the way through from your seat bone, down your thigh, down your knee, down your calf, and you'll feel when you come over the weight will come into your stirrup. And let when that happens, let your foot slide forward a little bit so that the back of your knee can open. So now, just let your stirrup slide forward a couple of inches, and then you'll have a leg more like Carl Hester, and less like an amateur that's gripping up like this and nagging every stride. The leg should hang, and you only use your leg when you need it. But most riders I teach are nag with the leg, and the horse switched off years ago. So we only use the leg when we need it, and people, well, how am I going to make him go then? You have a whip on the shoulder and you tickle the shoulder. It's just a stimulation, just a tickle. And that actually loosens the shoulder, and then they start moving in the shoulder. So don't hit them behind the leg, because it's very tender there. And to be honest, most of the weight's on the shoulder anyway. So we manipulate the shoulder and enliven it with the whip. And it's not a punishment, it's And in the beginning, we've got to teach the horse who's the leader. And I like being a passive leader, a kind leader that they trust and they want to be with and they're not frightened of. And so what I'm always looking for when I ride a horse is, what questions is he asking? So as he goes towards the gate, because horses love economy mode, which is really natural for them in their wild state, they flee from danger. So you've got these two states, you've got economy mode and flight. Now, they're very clever with this economy mode because the economy mode saves their lives. So that when they have to run away from a tiger or whatever, they can go because they've got loads of energy. So it's built into them to have an economy mode and have a flight mode. So when I'm riding a horse, I'm thinking, what question is he asking me as he goes towards it? Can I slow down now? Can I come into my economy mode now? Is it safe? And I'll say, well, if I don't want them to do, I'll say, no, we just need to keep going. We're on an unschooled horse now. If the horse is the leader, your horse isn't schooled. So if your horse is not complying with what you're asking, your horse is not schooled. He's not with you, it's somewhere else. He's leading you. And it's not safe. It's not safe to ride a horse who's the leader when you're being ridden, because they can take over and spin and buck. And I don't like that combination. And actually, horses like you to be the leader. They enjoy it more, and then they relax. So I'm watching for the horse slightly slowing down, and before he slows down, you've got to get in there and say, not yet, not yet, not yet, and tickle the shoulder rather than get into a lot of the leg, beating the ribs with the legs, because if you kick with your leg, what do the ribs do? They tighten up and guard them. So they're going with these ribs that we've talked about needs to swing. They tighten up and they guard them. Well, that's not really what we're looking for, so that's why we tickle with the whip. And listen to the horse, what questions are you asking? And then if you make training really comfortable, because you're balancing on him, you're not beating him up with your legs, you're not being dominating towards him, you're just working with him, listening to his questions, answering his questions.